Hello, everybody, and welcome to the fifth episode of Car Manufacture, where we manufacture our own, we create our own car factory and manufacture cars. So last time I was struggling with having multiple stations on the line, and I said I'm gonna fix it offline. Well, it was really an easy fix. I was stupid, I didn't check. So all I have to do is just drag this line up and down using this, and that would divvy up the job between the stations. But of course, I don't read manuals. I guess that's to my own detriment, and so I couldn't figure this out. But yeah, it was in my face right there, and I didn't see it. So, but now it's all figured out, and we're running the factory, and we're doing well. We have high electrical spending, and we're spending 27 bucks a month on electricity. So we need to resolve this episode either by starting our own kind of power generation. I'm also testing out this kind of assembly line, seeing if it is. So we need to hire more mechanics, I'm guessing, because this assembly line is now yeah, I fixed it and I didn't take a look. I didn't, adjust the numbers. So, yep. So we're gonna need two people on here, and I'm gonna put all three people on here. So three people will be working on this. All right. So we're actually producing cars very fast this time around, and it's actually doing well, which means that we're progressing kind of quickly. I'll put the speed up and see how we perform. And in the meantime, what we're going to work on is we're going to look at the tree, the tech tree, and we're going to see if we can unlock generators. So we need to pay 5,000, and our money situation is a little bit delicate with the loan that we have. We managed to get back up a little bit, but I don't want to be spending a lot of money since we're producing a lot of cars and we have a lot of parts that are being spent, kind of being bought, which spends a lot of money. So we need a good pool of money as a cushion, so we don't fall under zero, because bankruptcy is very kind of like very. I think we get bankrupt if we get 2,000 under. So we will try to avoid that scenario by keeping at least a little bit of cushion of money in the bank. So we're gonna do this once so it's kind of, we're still declining, we're going up and down. And we have to solve that problem if it is a problem to be solved. All right, so we are selling cars. So on this department we are good. We have many stations, and we have 5 salesmen at 5 stations that should be working to sell our cars, and our parking lot is not too big and it's not too crowded, so that means that we have kind of like a good supply and demand situation. I think this increases the speed in which we produce the cars, which means that we're probably going to see a full parking lot, which means that this is gonna cause our money situation to be a bit dire if we're not selling, as much as we are producing. So we're gonna have to look at that and figure it out. So these cars are selling, the spiders, even though they are extremely expensive, they are selling. All right, so let's look at so this is the current tier that we are at, and if I understood it right, this is kind of like with the time we're at 1900, and this is kind of like the actual car. These are kind of cars from the last generation, and these are like next generation cars. So these are more relevant than these right now, and we need to kind of like be moving quickly and adapting with the times. So we're gonna have to research a new car. All right, so we can research this car, a truck, but we can also select a random car. These random cars are usually kind of like these types of cars that are kind of racy convertibles Well, we have to take it anyway, so we'll take that. Maybe it would be a good replacement for the Royal, as we have the Royal 2. So the Royal 2 could be introduced, but we'll saving it into the future once we get to the fifth tier. Well, once we get to the fifth tier, we can then introduce the Royal 2, replacing the Royal 1, or we can keep the Royal 1 and sell them in parallel, maybe by expanding how many cars we're selling. All right. Okay, so we're gonna push it a little bit ahead. Oh, I think I have enough money now to buy this, so we'll buy this. Alright, cool. We're gonna let this push a little bit ahead, and then we'll be back once we've moved a bit ahead. So we're back. I've did a little bit of modifications so that we have better production. So what I noticed is that I was still producing the Brat, though we have removed it from sale, and we haven't been producing any of the Duke C. So I've adjusted this line to produce the Duke C's, and we can kind of, as I mentioned before, we can split the work between the stations so that we can then create an order for both stations, so that we have two stations working on the same car. And this, we can produce two cars at the same line. We have to also get back our mechanics. So what I've decided to do is to hire more mechanics, since we have only 17 and we can hire 5 more people. We have 10 people doing the supply, but seems transporters seem to be fine for now. So I'm gonna hire more mechanics. So we have like 20 mechanics. Let's make them 21. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna have 3. So this one is gonna be 2, 2, 2. All right. So these 2 is enough here. Here we have 3 people. Here we have 2 people working on this, and here we have 2 people working on this. The ideal, I'm gonna keep 2 people here. This is the, what type of car is this? This is the Duke 4. So we're gonna have, since the Duke 4 is still relevant, we're gonna add 2 more people working on this, because I want kind of like 2 people per station. And maybe this is not very efficient. Maybe 1 person per station is enough. Maybe we can go with that strategy and have a single person per station assigned. And then how many people do we have left? Yeah, I'm gonna assign the 3rd guy to be working here on the new car, the Duke C, because we are really late on the Duke C. This is the first car we're producing, and we haven't been selling this car, even though it's been on the lot on production for a while. And this is why we were losing money, by the way. It was because we were producing the Brat still, and it wasn't selling. It was just sitting on the lot, not being sold. And we can see that our production is like supply and demand are very equal to each other, in the sense that we have an empty parking lot in general, and we're not. It's not getting cluttered, even though our parking lot is very, very small. So we're actually selling all of the cars that we are making. All right, let's see if we could improve further. Let's check onto the line. So I've bought the energy generation. I think we can even buy more tiers on this, since we're actually making money quickly. So we can make our electricity more efficient, and we can start building our generation so we can start generating our own money, in generating our own electricity and our own power instead of depending on the on buying it. So we can do that. I think this building is the most appropriate. It's not appropriate for the factory itself. It is more appropriate for electrical. I don't think we need a door to this, but I'm gonna add a door anyway. And we'll go to electricity and we'll buy a power. Oh, it's big. This guy's big. Oh, it must be placed outside. Oh, so I thought we'd be sitting in a fenced area. That'd be better. I'll put it here. We'll put it here. Okay. Let's check. So our energy production is 50 and our consumption is 15. So we're actually producing more energy than we are consuming now, which is good. So yeah. So yeah, it's a bit of an overkill. Hopefully we're selling the remainder of the energy that we are like this oversupply. I hope we're selling it instead of just, wasting it. What was also, we had on the technology tree, we had the repair workshop, which cost us 8,000. I'm probably gonna buy that and check it out, see if that helps. What we could also do is add robots, right? We can add kind of like a robot, for example, where we have 2 stations. We could kind of like do like the heavy, like the middle part, for example, would be done by a robot, and so we can save on how many mechanics we are actually using for these jobs. I think, yeah, it seems alright. It seems alright. So yeah, it seems like we're making some bucks. Let's check like the small stuff that we could improve to improve sales. So this guy, yeah, so we can buy this one right now, which is the big poster here. Let's check where we can put these big posters. Hopefully not inside the sales spot itself, because we are kind of cluttered. Large posters. Oh, it needs to be in the spot, inside the spot. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna expand them. Hopefully by expanding, what's happening? Yep, so we can expand it here and then put a poster kind of there. Yeah, so that people that walk in can see the posters. Let's try this. So at least one will be selling more. Let's see if we can expand this as well. Yeah, we can. We can kind of like almost stitch them together. All right. I think this is enough for now, and then we can adjust this later on. All right. So we have a new car, and this is going to be the Royal Tree. So we continue working on the Royal line. So it seems like the Royal 3 is more advanced. It's a roadster stops. This is sports car, and this is a coupe luxury. There are 2 different types. I think this is more appropriate as the Royal 3 than the Royal 2, as the Royal 2 than the Royal 2 itself. But fine, we care. Kind of there is an improvement in speed and power. So. Yeah, we continue with this. It's okay. All right. However, on the Speedsters line, I don't think we have a replacement for that. Look at the cars that we have. So the Spider, and then the Spider 2, and then we don't actually have a replacement for the Spider. We have the Duke 4, which is already setting, and the Duke C from the older tier, along with the Duke 3, but we don't have any more in the Duke line. So we gotta research that. So this is a truck. So we'll introduce a truck to our production. And in the meantime, let's see. Popularity increase. So this is gonna cost us 6,000. This one is only 3,000, so we'll buy it. And this guy is also 3,000. I think we're good on the money, it seems. Yeah, we're good on the money, so we'll buy this one too. And the only thing missing is this guy, which is popularity growth with ads. We are going with no security at all. I mean, it doesn't seem to be consequential. Maybe later on it would be, but it doesn't seem like it has any consequences for now. Or maybe it's something I'm missing. I don't know. I've been missing a lot of things lately. All right. We'll let this advance for a bit. Alright, these cars are being left on the parking lot for far longer than I'd like, so we're gonna hire another transporter. And this guy is the best guy for the job. Okay, we'll have the last one here. Cool. And then the next tier will be improving later on. Now let's look at advertisement. So we need 8,500 to get billboards, which is going to increase our popularity and going to increase, hopefully, our sales even further. Though our sales is doing great, I think, if you ask me, our sales is doing very, very good, because what we have is a small parking lot, so it's only like 10 slots, and it's never full, which means we're selling the cars immediately as they hit the floor, which means that we're really efficient on sales already. I don't think we can be more efficient than this, which means that probably we need to kind of like overhaul the entire factory and produce more cars. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to kind of like, I will gather money first. I'll let the money get, I'll let the money flowing until we have like a good cushion, and then I'm going to redo the entire factory so that it kind of produces 6 cars, 1 line per car, or 2 production lines per car, and have it kind of like the full half producing cars, kind of like a big mega factory, and then move maybe the parking lot down here. But we gotta get the money first. We gotta put the money in the bank first before we get to do that, and kind of like redesign the entire factory. Otherwise, it wouldn't. Yeah, we gotta wait, I think, for the money to flow, for that to be the case, for us to before we can take the risk of redoing the entire thing. As for in the meantime, will focus on kind of like increasing our tech tree. So this is the sales expertise. We can now buy guitars so that we can increase the sales expertise. I'll kind of increase also this a little bit further. Though, as I've been saying, we need to redo the entire factory. So we're gonna increase it for now temporarily, and then when we redesign the entire thing, it should be. So I'm gonna add like 3 of them, like the TVs, and we're gonna look at the tree. We can also buy. Kind of like logistics. This one is maxed out. Also, we need to buy a pinball machine. We have a lot to unlock still. Maybe work a bit on the parking lot, though. I don't see the point. I don't see why. So we have to accumulate a little bit of money for more advertisement, and also for other stuff in the tech tree. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump ahead to when I have sufficient money for unlocking these stuff on the tree, on the tech tree. All right. See ya then. All right, so we're back, and we have, I think, sufficient money to improve a bit onto the tree. So we have accumulated about 20,000. It's kind of fluctuating up and down, but we're doing good in terms of sales. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna upgrade our ads. So we kind of and then maybe work a bit so we can get it on radio. We also want to buy the growth, but okay, so it costs about 7,000, so it's not going to be enough. Maybe okay, so everything else is very expensive, for exception of maybe maxing out the logistics. All right, cool. So we maxed out the logistics. Now we can go to the logistics and we can add beside the dumbbells. So this is kind of like a drum set. We're gonna put the drum set around here. Maybe we could also add the drum set. I think it's a bit big. So yeah, I think we're gonna do it one for now, and then when we reorganize, we're going to. We can also add maybe a drum set here. Yep. And then when we reorganize, we're gonna kind of work on making it more organized and clean, because we have to redo the entire factory so we can kind of scale up our operation, since we kind of like hit a bottleneck in terms of our productivity, and also we have all of this wasted space. So kind of like we'll benefit from a redesign, a complete redesign and overhaul of our production. All right, so I'm gonna stop here for this episode. I think I'm also experimenting with less, with shorter episodes. See how that fares in the face of the YouTube algorithm. If you like this, please like and subscribe. And if you don't, then I guess it's fair enough. And in the meantime, I leave you with the episodes that are out, and hopefully you like them. Well, see ya.